So today we are going to talk about some canceled cruises, more canceled cruises. We've got one from Holland America, a couple of canceled cruises with Cunard, updates on the Grand Princess, and lots of other cruise ships, lots of things going on. And then also we need to talk about miles, Sky Miles, very specifically with Delta Airlines, but I want to talk to you all about this whole rewards things with miles and maybe what we should all be thinking about with our rewards miles that we are maybe saving or waiting to use. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today is Monday. It's April 24th of 2023, and I want to start off with two things. First of all, I want to remind you all to come to our live this evening. I apologize that my video is a little bit later than usual today, but we are planning to have our live, and that will start at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, which would love to have you all come. Bring your questions, bring your experiences, and just come and be ready to talk about cruising and have a nice time. So there's that. And then second, the other day in my video, I talked about the menu at the chef's table on Princess. And one of you was so kind to let me know, who has done this before, that, I read through it like it was perhaps different options that you would choose what you would like. Apparently, you get to have some of each of the things on the menu, which I think is really fun because then you get to try more things and experience the chef's special preparations a little bit more. So thought it was important to let you know about that. Now, so we have got some canceled cruises. So first of all, Let's Go family member let me know that their 14-night cruise on Holland America that was to set sail in November of 2023 was just canceled with no explanation. And by just, I think it was maybe like last week sometime. Fortunately, they were able to pick up another cruise with Princess that they love the itinerary and will enjoy it just as much. So I had the pleasure today of booking someone a cruise to do the transatlantic with Princess sailing on November 23rd of 2023. Which is a little bit later than often we will see some of the transatlantics. The Enchanted Princess is doing some Mediterranean cruises there a little bit later in the season, which I think is just absolutely wonderful. I love that. The Island Princess will be staying. She is doing the cruises that Princess does to Israel. They historically do a couple of those every year, like right at the end of October and into November. So those are options if you want a way to get to go to Israel sooner than later. Take a look at those, and if you need any help, of course, you can ask me and send me an email. I'd be delighted to help. But that's a cancellation right there with Holland America. So I'm wondering if that ship needed a little bit of technical help, simply because what have we have been seeing lately with cancellations. Now, Cunard just barely, as you all probably saw in the news, had a cancellation right on embarkation day there of one of their cruises. And now the sailing that was supposed to be immediately following that one, that was to depart on April 30th, has also been canceled. A couple of Let's Go family members let me know about this. One of them messaged me, and another one who was due to be on April 30th on that sailing that was just canceled sent me the notice from Cunard Cruise Lines, and they just said, "We are very sorry to advise you of the cancellation of the voyage from New York to Hamburg. Like I said, it was due to set sail on April 30th. This is due to necessary technical maintenance taking place on the ship in Southampton." And so apparently they had found technical trouble right before, like I said, that sailing was to go. So they had to cancel the sailing that was set to sail just this last weekend, and then clearly it's going to take them longer to fix it than they would have hoped. Now, when you think about this, of course, what comes to mind, what happened just with the Grand Princess. She was sailing, they had some water drip into an electrical panel. That's probably simplifying it, but that's what I've read the most. And fortunately, they were able to get that fixed. So on the a couple of things. First of all, on the Facebook page for the Grand Princess, they have said that they are up again, the power's back, the air conditioning is back, which is just absolutely wonderful. And the captain has said that things are back to normal. And he also said that they will be doing extensive testing during the voyage on the way back. I am sure that they are trying to make sure that everything is safe, that everything is ready so that they won't have those problems again. So don't be worried if you have a sailing set to go on the Grand Princess. It sounds like they've got it under control. Clearly, they fixed what was wrong and are really going the extra mile to make sure that everything is okay so they don't have problems in the near future. Another thing that I want us to think about is so often when we think of these things happening, we think, oh, it's an older ship. And indeed, she is an older ship. She is older than a brand newer ship. But at the same time, I want to point out that really maintaining a ship, she can cruise and cruise and cruise and cruise. It is really the maintenance that makes all the difference. So one thing that I love is that, the old Pacific Princess, the last Pacific Princess that was with Princess, she is now Azamara's Onward. Anyone who sails on Azamara Onward, and I have heard from some people who have just recently sailed on the Onward, they absolutely love that ship. She is beautiful. Of course, you can tell she's a little bit older rather than brand new just because of the way she is built and, just the decor or just the way it is. But at the same time, she's not having a bunch of mechanical trouble. So I don't want you to think if you have a cruise booked on an older ship that you always have to worry about it. Okay, of course things happen, but sometimes things happen on newer ships as well. So I just wanted to hopefully help you not worry about that so much. If you have got a cruise booked on the Grand Princess, you don't need to worry about it. Just look forward to your cruise and be excited to go. Another thing that I wanted to talk to you about here, let me find it right here. The Ruby Princess. So we've got a Let's Go family member who is on the Ruby Princess right now. You might remember that she is doing that. She's been home ported in Galveston. She went through the Panama Canal on her way to come over and be in San Francisco to start up her Alaska season eventually. And so we've got, like I said, a Let's Go family member on board, and she said it is a wonderful voyage. She said embarkation was smooth and speedy. The canal transit was lovely, and they have not had any ports canceled, but it has been a little bit windy here and there. She said the food in the main dining rooms is good, but service is a little bit slow. They have 19 passengers on board, so it's not crowded, and they're having a lovely time. She said, I love this. So she has a club class mini suite, or the reserve class as they call it now, and she had a server when she was on the ship in January who was getting off that week. It was the end of her contract, but just as this Let's Go family member was on the ship, she bumped into this crew member who was coming back, just barely coming back to start working on the Ruby Princess again, starting a new contract there, and this crew member even remembered her name. And so it just speaks volumes to how wonderful the crew is and how nice it is to see crew members that you have seen before. It's a little bit like bumping into family. So I wanted to let you know that also, we always like to know about the internet, or at least I do. And she said that the internet is slow on the ship, but she's having a wonderful time. Also, we've got Let's Go family members who are on the Discovery Princess right now. They are having a wonderful, wonderful sailing. They love the shows. The crew is magnificent. They're just having a wonderful time. The weather's beautiful. They point out, okay, so here's the thing, you guys. I know that food is subjective. I've said that before. I'll say it again. So you can give 2 people or 3 people. Let's do 3 people for fun. You can give 3 people an identical plate of food, and one person will find it inedible. One will think it's fine, and one will think that it's the best thing. And so keep that in mind. Just as trends go, for a while there, we had the restart and we were all just a tickled pink to be back on a ship that who was thinking about where the food was, with reference to everything else. And then as we got going again, everyone was saying that the food quality had gone down a lot, that it wasn't quite as good. And I get that. I can see why people would say that. And then it seemed like things were getting really, really good. I'm going to be honest, on a lot of the reviews that I've gotten lately, every once in a while I'll get one that they're really good. A lot of people lately, just like in the last week or so, have told me that it's not quite as good. Maybe the last 2 weeks. We've got that sailing that our Let's Go family members were on. What did she say? It was Spain and Portugal and France maybe was that sailing, and it was really good on that one. So, I always am wondering how much it has to do with the chef, how much it has to do with what the provisions are that they are able to get in the port that they're in. I don't know. Say what you think, but I don't know. They said the food was not, quite as good as they were hoping for. And then, as always, keep an eye on your stateroom bill. I'll just say that over and over again. Keep an eye. I wanted to add something about keeping an eye on your stateroom bill. And this is a really interesting concept to me. I had the pleasure of talking to a Let's Go family member on the phone, and she was saying, how I think a lot of us, we go through and we try to decide if we want to pay for that plus package. But here's a thing I had not thought of before, and it might help you a little bit. So as they went through and were, pricing everything out to decide if it was worth it to get that or not, they were pretty close, that you could go kind of either way. But she pointed out that once you get that Princess Plus package, she doesn't worry about looking at her account every other day or every day quite so closely, because if you get an extra drink, like if they want to charge an extra drink to you, it doesn't come on your stateroom thing because it's included in your package. So like when Gordon and I get a soda package, it doesn't list how many Diet Cokes I get a day, or virgin pina colada thrown in there. You just have the package, and so it doesn't do that. And so if you have the plus package, if you thought that you were just like right on the brink, should we buy it or not? That's a good thing, because she doesn't have to worry about it anymore. So if the bartender accidentally charges her instead of someone else for a drink, it just goes on the package and you don't have to worry. So I don't know if that helps anyone, but it is a thing to think about. But I would say that if you are not Platinum or Elite yet, so you're paying for your gratuities $16 a day for just a balcony. It's $17 if you're going to be in that mini suite or suite. And then you're going to pay for that $15 Wi-Fi. There you are at $31 or $32 already. If you're going to drink a coffee or two and a drink or two, throw in a couple of water bottles, you should get the Plus package. Okay, just think about it that way. And if you are Plus or Elite and you get that Wi-Fi for a half price, kind of think about how much coffee, how many specialty coffees you want, and bottles, of water to me are a little bit negligible because you can order those to your cabin if you want. But on top of everything else, if you really enjoy bottled water, then you don't have to order anymore. So I've been thinking about that a lot. So wanted to bring you up to date on that. Now, the other thing we're going to talk today about is Delta Sky Miles. And not only Delta Sky Miles, but I want to talk to you about overall the idea of Airline Sky Miles, why we get them, why we want to get them, and how we would use them, and some changes that Delta has made to their plan lately. And I would really like to hear from the rest of you on the airlines that you generally travel on, because I know a lot of us pick airlines based on where we live, right? Or based on where it goes. The only reason that we have chosen and generally fly with Delta is Salt Lake City, where we fly out of, is such a big hub. It works really nice for us. And then from there, because they're such a big hub, they'll have that nonstop to Boston where we go to see family. And it just works good for us. But at the same time, I don't really like the direction that they are going with their Sky Miles. So just over time, I'm sure you all have noticed, no matter which airline you fly with and collect miles with, and I have American miles too, because sometimes it's cheaper to go on American or whatever. Just want to throw that out there. But I have been a couple of things. First of all, this doesn't apply in every market, but over time, as a general rule, the airlines have been charging a lot more miles for tickets, right? Which I guess makes sense. The price is going up, so the price in miles goes up as well. The other thing, though, that they are changing is that they are going to make it so that when you book your tickets, especially for international flights, and you are using your miles to book it, they're going to put you in the basic economy, so that if you, for example, want to have a certain seat booked before you go to get on the plane, you're going to have to pay extra for that. And the other thing is if they're going to charge you to redeposit your miles. Say you book a ticket and then something comes up that you can't go, they're going to charge you a fee to take those miles and put them back in your account. So what I have read here from the the points guy, he is saying that generally American and United don't charge you to put the fees back in. So this whole situation, I don't like this. And so a couple of things I want you to kind of think about, and I want to hear from you in the comments about this an awful lot. Number one, I don't know how many of you out there like save your miles up, like for someday. I save a lot of miles. I have lots and lots of miles that I save. I was saving them for when we retire, call them my grandma miles, so that even when we are retired, when we're not making money like we are now, that I can still go visit my granddaughters when I want to. So I have been saving a lot for that. But with these new rules, I am wondering if I should just go ahead and use them. The other thing is in looking into things, I don't think I can transfer them. So like if I keel over tomorrow, there sits almost 1 million miles that I don't think somebody else can use. So I'm wondering if I should just go ahead and start using them on tickets and just save more money towards tickets in the future. Tell me what you think about that. Number two, if any of you are flying with another airlines that you completely love, that you find is a really good airlines, would you put that down below? It just helps us all navigate everything, because in reading about it, it sounds like Delta really wants you to use your miles, not so much to book tickets. They want you to use it a little bit more, like to use your miles to maybe upgrade to a better seat on a flight that you have paid for. Or they want you to use your miles to be able to apply them towards a drink in the Delta Sky Miles Club, or to use them to be able to get in, or just all of these different things. But they want you to just kind of use them on little things. They don't really want you to use them to book a plane ticket. And so let me know what you're all thinking about that. I just think it's a really valuable talk, because a lot of us have to fly to get on cruises, in addition to seeing family or doing other travel. So I thought that it would really help if we can come together and discuss this a little bit more. I really appreciate all of you doing this. And so thank you. And if you have not subscribed yet, please do subscribe to our channel. We'd love to have you in our Let's Go family. I always am saying we need you. We are looking for all of our Let's Go family members out there. So if you're here today, please do subscribe, because we'd love to have you with us. If you appreciate these updates, please give this video a thumbs up. And I will be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.